A story that still touches millions. Have you ever wondered how a poor boy from a tiny town became the most famous musician the world had ever seen? Today, I want to share the incredible life journey of Elvis Presley, a story filled with dreams, love, heartbreak, success, and sacrifice. This isn't just the story of the king of rock and roll. It's the story of a young man who never stopped chasing his dream, even when the weight of fame became almost impossible to carry. Elvis Aaron Presley was born on January 8, 1935, in Tupelo, Mississippi. His family had very little money, and life was anything but easy. In fact, Elvis was born with a twin brother, Jesse Garon Presley, who sadly was stillborn. From the very beginning, Elvis grew up carrying a quiet sadness that stayed with him throughout his life. His parents, Vernon and Gladys Presley, loved him deeply. Although they couldn't afford expensive gifts, they gave him something even more valuable: unconditional love and encouragement. They believed in him before anyone else did. As a child, Elvis loved music. Every Sunday, he listened to gospel songs in church, and those powerful voices touched his heart. He was also inspired by blues, country, and rhythm and blues music that surrounded him in the South. Without realizing it, he was creating a style that would one day change music forever. When Elvis was 11 years old, he wanted a bicycle for his birthday. But his parents couldn't afford one. Instead, they bought him a simple guitar. At that moment, it probably felt like a small disappointment. But looking back, that guitar became one of the greatest gifts in music history. He practiced constantly. He wasn't the most confident kid. In fact, he was shy and often kept to himself. Many people didn't believe he would become anything special. But Elvis never stopped playing. In 1948, the Presley family moved to Memphis, Tennessee, hoping for a better life. They struggled financially, and Elvis worked different jobs after graduating from high school. Like millions of young Americans, he simply wanted to help his family. One day in 1953, Elvis walked into Sun's studio to record a song as a birthday gift for his mother. It seemed like an ordinary visit, but destiny had other plans. Studio owner Sam Phillips noticed something unique about Elvis's voice. It wasn't just his singing, it was the emotion. Every word felt real. A year later, Elvis recorded "That's All Right." Local radio stations began playing it, and listeners couldn't stop calling to ask who the singer was. Almost overnight, a new star was born. Soon, Elvis's performances became unforgettable. His energetic dance moves, powerful voice, and natural charisma shocked audiences. Some people loved him, while others criticized him for being too different. But Elvis didn't try to copy anyone. He simply stayed true to himself. By the mid-1950s, Elvis Presley had become a national sensation. Songs like "Heartbreak Hotel," "Hound Dog," "Love Me Tender," and "Jailhouse Rock" topped the charts. Everywhere he went, thousands of fans screamed with excitement. Hollywood quickly noticed his popularity. Elvis starred in dozens of movies, becoming one of the biggest entertainment icons in America. Whether people watched him sing or act, they couldn't take their eyes off him. But behind the bright lights and sold-out concerts, Elvis remained a son who loved his mother more than anything. When Gladys Presley passed away in 1958, Elvis was devastated. Friends said he never fully recovered from losing her. Her death left an emptiness that fame could never fill. That same year, Elvis was drafted into the United States Army. Many believed his career was over. But instead of asking for special treatment, he served like any other soldier. His humility earned the respect of millions. While serving in Germany, Elvis met Priscilla Beaulieu. Their relationship eventually led to marriage, and together they welcomed their daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. For a while, it seemed like Elvis had found both personal happiness and professional success. In 1968, after spending years making movies, Elvis made one of the greatest comebacks in entertainment history. His famous comeback special reminded the world why he was called the king of rock and roll. Dressed in black leather with unmatched confidence, he delivered performances that still inspire artists today. The following years brought record-breaking concerts, especially in Las Vegas. Every performance became an unforgettable experience. Fans traveled from around the world just to see him perform live. But success often hides silent battles. The pressure of constant touring, endless expectations, and worldwide fame began taking a toll on Elvis. He struggled with exhaustion and became dependent on prescription medications. The cheerful smile fans saw on stage often hid pain that few people truly understood. Despite everything, Elvis never stopped caring about others. He quietly donated money to charities, helped strangers in need, and often surprised people with acts of incredible generosity. Those close to him remembered not only his talent but also his kindness. Sadly, years of physical and emotional struggles caught up with him. On August 16, 1977, Elvis Presley passed away at his home, Graceland, in Memphis, Tennessee. He was only 42 years old. The news shocked the entire world. Millions of fans cried as they realized they had lost not just a singer, but a once-in-a-generation icon whose voice had become the soundtrack of their lives. Yet death could never silence his legacy. Even decades later, Elvis's music continues to inspire new generations. His songs are still played across the world. His home, Graceland, welcomes hundreds of thousands of visitors every year, proving that true legends never fade. Whenever I think about Elvis Presley, I don't just see a superstar. I see a little boy who couldn't afford a bicycle, a young man who believed in his dream, and a human being who experienced both incredible joy and heartbreaking pain. His story reminds me that success doesn't erase life's struggles. Behind every famous face is a real person carrying hopes, fears, and unseen battles. Elvis taught us that talent can change history, but kindness is what people remember forever. So whenever you hear one of his songs, remember that it came from a heart that had experienced both triumph and sorrow. His voice wasn't powerful because it was perfect, it was powerful because it was genuine. Elvis Presley proved that no matter where you come from, your dreams can reach the entire world. And even though the king of rock and roll left us far too soon, his music, his spirit, and his unforgettable legacy will continue to live on forever.